Hello everyone. So welcome back to the stream. So I hope I am audible and visible. So can I get yes in the comments if I am audible and visible to you so that we can start with today's session? So welcome back to the stream. Okay. So I hope the everything is visible. So basically today we are going to be talking about a very interesting problem. Okay. And the problem name is that we need to find, for example, we'll be given a string and we can take that string as something like this. Okay. I'll explain the problem with an example. So this is B basically, this is C, then double B, AC. Okay, and in this string we need to find the smallest substring. Okay, which contains all the characters that are present in this string. So let me take an example. So here you can see total number of distinct characters. How many are there? So in this string, if you try to look into this, so you'll find that we have total number of 3 distinct characters, that is A, B and C. So the count is 3. Now we need to find the smallest substring. For example, if we try to take this substring, okay, so this the length of the substring is 6. Okay, so that is okay, but we need to find the smallest one of them. So if we take this one, okay, so it has the length 5, and if we try to take this one, right, if you try to take this substring, it has the length 4. Can we come up with a better solution? So you can see if we try to take this substring, okay, which is BHC, okay, so it is the smallest, okay, smallest of all. So we'll be taking that. So the output for this will be something as BAC. Okay, we don't want the count as we already know the count in the output. So in the output, we'll be just trying to give them this string, okay, substring. So we just need to return, okay, we just need to return this substring here. So let us look into this question and talk about this in great detail. Okay. So here is the question. Okay. So what is the question about? So for example, the length of the smallest substring consisting of maximum distinct characters. Okay. So here they have taken example of this one. Okay. Here they have taken example of this string. Okay, so they have a couple of examples. So you have first example is this one, okay, which is nothing but this, okay, and what is the maximum, what is the characters they can take? Okay, so let me just increase the size so that it is visible. So I hope it is visible to you now. Okay, so let me just scroll down and look into this problem. So you have this one. If you take this string, okay, and if you take the output as something like AA, BB, okay, triple B, and we have C. Okay, if we take this string, which is substring of length 5, contains all characters, all the distinct characters in this. And now talking about this one, okay, if we take the example of this, we have already seen this. We the output for this is BAC, and we'll be taking that. Okay, and the next for they are given this one. Okay, in this we need to take this whole substring. Okay, in this we need to take whole substring because G is present. If G was not present, then we have taken up this one. Okay, but G is present, so we'll be taking this. So the output for this is 8. So I hope the problem statement is very much clear to all of you. Now let us try to jump into the question and try to solve. First we'll be trying to build up the logic that we are going to be using, and we'll be discussing with the complexity that we are going to be running in that code, and then we'll be coming up with a better solution. Okay. So here is the code editor. Okay, now we will just taking the example of the problem which we are just an example so that we can build up the logic here. So example was which I took in the starting was AA, BB, B, C, then we have BB, AC. Now first we'll be just coming with a brute force solution, and let us try to search, or let us try to do that. Okay, first. So what we are going to be doing is, first of all, we'll be just finding the distinct characters that are present in this. So how we can do that? Okay, so there are many ways for doing that. Okay, so first thing is you can use set. For example, if you're just calling this as string s, okay, if you're just calling that as string s, and we need to find the distinct characters, So we can use a set in this. Okay, we can directly use this set. Okay, for example, I'm just calling this set as S, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be pushing all the elements from this string to this set, and we can just find the size for that set. Okay, suppose the set is st, because we already have string s, so I'll be just calling this as st set, and if I just try to get the st dot size, I'll be getting the total number of distinct characters that are present in this. Okay, I'm just trying to get a, so a will be pushed because a is not present in the set, and when I'm trying to get again push a, it will not be pushed into this because a is already present. Then I will be trying to push the b. Okay, so it's okay, I'll be pushing, but this will not be pushed, this will not be pushed, and then c will be pushed. Okay, so c will be pushed, and all this value will not be pushed into this. So we have a set which contain 3 values. So the values are a, b, c. Okay, and this is one of the method which we can use for finding the length of the string. Okay, but basically the distinct characters that are present in this. Okay, so that is the first way, and let us talk about the other way which we can do. Okay, let's talk about that. So in that, what we are going to be doing, we are just going to be making a vector. Okay, basically an array. So let us make an array for that. So here I am just making an array of integer, and I'm calling that as visited. Okay, and why I'm taking 256, because I am dealing with the characters, and the only possible range for that ASCII values for the range basically lies from 0 to 255. So I'm just taking the length of up to 256, so that all type of characters can get into this, and I'll be just pushing putting all values to be 0 in this case. So basically I have constructed an array, okay, of 256 size. All values are 0 initially. Okay, and now I'm just going to be looping into this, and whenever I'm just going to be inserting this, for example, at some ASCII value of a, I'll be pushing this a. I'll be first checking whether whatever I'm pushing, for example, I'll be just writing this condition that if visited of s of I is already 0, which means it is 0 initially. Now I'm pushing, which means I'll be just increasing my count. Okay, first I'll be making integer count, and that I'll be pushing as putting that as 0, and whenever I'm getting 0, so I'll be just increasing that by 1, and I'll be just updating that it is already visited, so I'll be just pushing equals to 1. Okay, once I am done, now I'll be just moving into that other. So it is not going to be doing, because it is already 1, so it is not going to be getting into the solution. So it will directly going to be get for b, then it will be going to get for c. So a, b, c, all this value will be there in this array, and all values will be 1. Okay, so we have just counted the number of ones that are present here. So let us try to implement that. It will not take more time, and for that what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be getting my boilerplate. So b tab, and then just increase the size so that everyone can see the code. Okay, so I hope it's visible. Now first thing, I'm just going to be making the string. Okay, I'm just calling that string as s, and the example which I am taking as AA, triple B, C, then double B, AC. Okay, so this is the example. So first of all, I told you that we can use unordered set in this because we don't want to deal with the orderedness of the set of the characters. So we can use unordered set basically. So it is just hash map, basically hash set, and I'll be just pushing characters for that. So I'll be just pushing the characters into this, and I'll be calling that as US. Okay, so this is the first way, and so let us try to put all the elements from our character into this. So I'll be just looping around for that, and I'll be just calling that size I++, and then I'll be just inserting that elements there. So I'll be just using us.insert and s of I. That's it. Now once I'm done, I'll be just printing the size for that. So I'll be using us.size, which is the size of my unordered set. Okay, let us try to run the code, and we have this as error. So is it not unordered? It is unordered set, and now let us try to run the code. So you can see the output which we are getting is 3, which tells us the distinct characters that are present in this. Okay, so that is the first thing. Now instead of doing this for loop, what you can do is we can directly use this. And how we can use this, we can directly use something like this. Okay, us dot begin, or basically s dot begin, which is the beginning of my string, and I can write something s dot end, so that take up to the ending point. And when I try to run the code, you will be getting the same output but with less number of code, less lines of code. So this is recommended, you can do that as well. And the other way for doing that is just comment that. And I also don't need this. So what I can do is I'll be just making a visited array. Okay, I'm just calling that as visit, and I'll be just making up to 256 and pushing all the values, or basically assigning all the values to be 0 in this first case. Okay, then I'll be just making a count characters or count variable. Okay, initially it is 0, and then I'll be just looping into this my string. Okay, I'll be less stat size, and then I'll be just doing that. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to checking whether the value, basically for s of I, okay, if my visited of array at the index of ASCII value of that character. Okay, so this is s of I, it's already equals to 0. So in that case, I'll be just incrementing my count variable, and I'll be making that as visited. Okay, so that I don't come again and again on the same index. Okay, so I'll be just pushing that as 1, and at the end I'll be just incrementing that, or basically printing that. Increment is already happened, so I'll be just printing count. Okay, let us try to print now, and you can see we'll be getting the same output as 3 which we were getting before also. Okay, so that's the part. Okay, now this is the small thing which we are doing, but we need to deal with the question and we need to find this substring. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, just remember this part. So let us try to use both of them in our problem. So to maintain the problem neat and clean, what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be making a function, and all this thing will be I'll be doing in the function. Okay, so that my whole thing remains clear and neat. Okay, so for that I'll be just making a string. Okay, in that I'll be just calling that answer. I'll be making a function which is nothing but fun function. Okay, we can call a more appropriate name. For example, we can give something like find string. Okay, so that's good. Now let us pass this string. Okay, we have passed this string, and this find string will be returning us some string. For example, in this case it will be returning BAC. So we'll be making the function of string type. So I'll be writing string, and then I'll be just writing string find string basically. Okay, and I'll be just taking the string str. I'll be calling that. So first thing is that I just need the length, okay, to deal with this. So I'll be just pushing this little below, and I'll be just coding here. So first thing is find the length, so that we can use this in whole program for the loops. So length is already found, that is using int l equals to str.size. And the second thing is that you need to find the characters that are distinct in this. Okay, so we need to find this distinct characters. So how I'll be doing, we can use unordered set also. Okay, one thing is doing that. So let us try to do that first. So what we'll be doing, we'll be using unordered set, which I already told you in the starting. I'll be making that for characters, and I'll be calling that as us, and in this I'll be just writing str.begin comma str.end. So that is done. Now you can store this count of this unordered set in some count function. So here I'll be just calling not count, I'll be writing total distinct. Okay, so total characters or total distinct is good. Okay, so total distinct characters, or total D for the short, I'll be writing that. And now what we'll be doing, we know the total number of distinct characters that are present. Now what we are going to be doing is, first is brute force, that is what is my approach is. So let us try to discuss that. So suppose we have this given this, right, AA, and we are given this AA, BB, B, then C, double B, AC. So this is the string which we are given. Now what is the first approach? That we are going to be taking the string of all sizes. For example, we will be starting from A, then we'll be taking this string, then we'll be taking this, then we'll be taking this, like this, all up to this, and then we'll be again taking the loops like this, okay, like this, and then we'll be starting from here, and we'll be taking all the substring from here, all substring from here, all substring from here, and all substring from here, okay. And what is the condition that I am looking into this? Okay, so what is the condition that I'll be looking into this is, I'll be just finding the distinct characters. For example, for each and every characters, now we have total distinct character as 3, which we already found using another set. Now the other thing is, we will be taking these loops, okay, we'll be just taking this. For example, if I am trying to find this, so in this I'll be having distinct characters 2, okay, so I'll keep on moving, I'll be taking up to this. So whenever I am getting this count as 3, for example in this substring I'll be getting the count as 3, okay, count as 3. So I'll be storing the indices, for example I and j I'll be storing, okay, I'll be just calling that as start and end point, okay. So this is my starting and this is my ending, and then I'll be just returning as a substring. I'll be using substring function so that I can return from my starting to the ending point. So I'll be writing n minus start plus 1, okay. So I'll be talking about this in at the last, but this is my approach, okay. Then I'll be just keep on moving. So after this I need not to go, because if you just go on increasing after this, once I get count as 3, I'm sure that we'll be increasing the length of this, okay, we'll be increasing the length of this, so that is no use. So I'll be just breaking that, and I'll be starting our iteration from here. So I'll be going up to this, and I know that up to C I'll be getting all the distinct characters. So I'll be taking this, because the length of this substring is lesser than this one, okay. So I'll be taking this A, B, 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 C, okay, I'll be taking that. Then I'll be keep on moving. For this I'll be taking this substring, then I'll not be getting anything. Then at the finally, when I try to look from B A to C, okay, I'll be getting the count as 3, and the length will be minimum for that. So I'll be taking a start, and I'll be taking as end point, okay. So let me just erase this, and let me just not erase the characters. Let me take again, okay. So basically A, B, 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 C, double B, A, C, okay. So this is this one, and I'll be taking this one indices. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm getting this as my solution. So how I'll be writing? So I need to get the start point, I need to get the end point. So I'll be having start as 7, I'll be having end as 9, okay. So once I'm getting that, so we know that how this substring function works, okay. So substring is basically asked for the starting indices. For example, in this we'll be getting start, so it will start from 7, and we need to mention the length for this substring. For example, the length for this is nothing but 3, so we need to mention here. So I'll be writing n minus start, okay, which is nothing but 2, and we need to increase plus 1. So we'll be writing n minus start plus 1, okay. So we just need to return that. So we'll be getting this, we will be passing this one BAC, okay. So let us talk now, all things are done. So let us continue with the problem. So first thing is, we just need to, we already covered the distinct characters in this, and now we just need to loop. So first, before that, I'll be just writing my starting, that is -1 for initially, and then I'll be writing int endpoint, that is also -1. Okay, we can take other values also. So I'll be just looping into this, and I'll be just starting, and I'll be going up to L, which is nothing but the size, and I'll be doing plus plus. Then I'll be running this one, and I'll be going up to J less than L again, okay. So first thing is, we'll be just checking, okay. First we'll be checking what is the thing that we are going to be checking. Before this only we are going to be making a visited array. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm just writing this visited array of 256 characters. Okay, if you want you can do unordered set here as well. Okay, I'm just trying to do different character, different things, so you can just get the hack of that. So I'll be just writing that, and I'll be just doing putting all the values to be 0, and I'll be in this, I'll be just making the temporary count. I'm calling that as temp C, and I'll be just writing 0 in this case. So what we are going to be doing, so first thing, that whenever we will be looping into this, okay, so first thing we'll be just checking, okay, what is the thing we will be checking, that if my visited of str, which is our string which we have passed, okay, so this is basically the str which we are talking about. Now I'll be just checking if my str at ASCII value of strj at that index, if that value is already 0, if that value is already 0, what I'm going to be doing, I'll be just incrementing my counter, and then I'll be just updating that value to be 1, so that I don't get again into that same thing. Okay, now once that is done, okay, so what we'll be doing, now we have done that. So now up to this point, okay, so I'll be just writing this string at the side so that we can refer. So this is A, B, B, then we have C, double B, AC. Okay, this is indices. So now we have started from here. Okay, we have started from here, and we are just trying to get into this. Okay, so we'll be just counting this, and even up to this we'll be getting the count as 3. Okay, so this is the first step in which we are just counting them. Now after this count, I'll be just mentioning that if the count which is temporary count, so here I have just forgot to write that as not temporary, this is my temporary count. Okay, and now I'll be just writing that my temp count is equals to total distinct characters. Okay, in that case what I'll be doing, I'll be just checking another condition, which is that if my ending point, or I have called it as END in my program, so I'll be writing if ending is equals to -1 or starting point is equals to -1. Okay, anything will work fine. So I'll be just writing a start. Okay, if my start is -1, okay, or the next condition is that if I try to do that end minus start, if that is greater than my j minus I, okay, j minus I, so in that case what I'll be doing, I'll be updating my start and end. So that is it. So what I'll be doing, I'll be updating my start as I and my end as j. Okay, and once I have done that, once I get this thing, okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll be breaking this thing. I'll be just breaking this loop so that I can jump to the next iteration, because once we are getting, suppose at this point we have got this total number of distinct characters equals to 3, so we need not to go in the same way, in the same direction again for finding the maximum, because that doesn't make sense, because we don't want to go to that. So we'll be just breaking the loop here so that again it starts from this loop. Okay, so that is it. Now at the end of this, once we are done with this, we'll be getting this thing, right? We'll be getting start this, we'll be getting end here, which is this 9, and we just want to get this thing, okay, returned from this function. So at the end of this loop, okay, at the end of this function, so basically this is function, just let me decrease the size so that we can see the whole code. So you can see we have this point and we have this, so we'll be just returning our str dot sub str of my starting point and end minus start n minus start plus 1. Okay, so let us try to run the code. Before running the code, let us try to one more see this. So here we have string, so we didn't try to print that, so let us print that first. So here we have this string s, then we are calling this function, okay, find str, then we are just trying to print whatever the value answer gets. So in this function, okay, when we enter, so we'll be getting the length of the string which is present. We are using another set for finding the total number of distinct characters that are present in the substring. For example, in the string, so you'll be getting the length as 3 in this case. Okay, we'll be getting the length as 3, and then we'll be having this int st equals to -1. Okay, st equals to -1, and then we'll be having I equals to 0, I less than n I plus plus. Then we'll be having this visited array which we have created for every iteration, so that we can find the total number of distinct characters. Okay, so once we have done that, and we'll be calling that as temporary count, okay, which will be storing the total number of distinct characters that are present in that substrings. Okay, so we'll be taking substring part by part, and we'll be checking the length for each of the substrings. So in the first case, we'll be not getting anything, but at the end we'll be getting this one, okay, BAC. First we'll be getting this, okay, then we'll be getting this from starting from here, okay, then we'll also be getting this thing, okay, we'll be basically getting from here only. In this loop we'll be getting this, because in the other loop we'll be breaking these things. So you'll be getting that, then you'll also be getting this, then you'll be also getting this, okay, then you will be starting our iteration, you will be getting this thing which is 4 of length 4, then you will be also getting this is length 4 again, then you will be getting from BA, okay, from BA to C, so, and you will be taking that solution, and when you try to run the code, you will be getting the output as 3 in this case. Okay, so I guess that's what you want to do. So now talking about the complexity, okay, now talking about the complexity that we are running into this. So basically this unordered set, if we just try to insert an element, it can be done in order of 1, and if we try to get this size also, it will be getting order of 1 only. Okay, and basically it is search, insert and delete operation in order of 1, so we can use that, so no issues in using unordered set. And then what we'll be doing, we have this for loop, okay, so let's see what is the complexity for that. Basically that is O of n square, okay, basically where n is nothing but the size of this string, because we are running whole thing for that. Okay, so basically the solution is nothing but order of n square, and we can also come up with a better solution that is order of n. Okay, and instead of using this, if we feel that this set is costly operation, if it is not passing all the test cases, so that what you can do is you can use set as well. Okay, so that will you can use, instead of set you can use this visited array. Okay, so that is more more appropriate to use if your test case is not passing using this another set of set. Set is not at all recommended to use. Instead you can use another set. Okay, so that makes more sense, because you just want the characters, the size of the characters, you don't want them ordered or anything. Okay, it doesn't matter to you, so you can use this unordered set for that. Okay, so that is the order of n square solution which we have already discussed. Now let us try to come up with a better solution, and let us see the approach first that we will be talking now, or the order of n solution which we'll be talking for this solution. Okay, so let me just remove all this. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding this solution, you can ask in the comment section. We'll be trying to solve that. So I have just deleted that, and let me just write the again thing. Okay, so this is basically AA double B. Okay, then we'll be having C double B AC. So in this we'll be using a 2-pointer approach, so that is more efficient than the approach we already saw before. So we'll be using 2-pointer approach. Okay, so what we'll be doing is, so let me just take an example in this case. So first we'll be doing the same way, which means we'll be finding the total number of distinct characters that are present in this whole thing. Okay, so you can see we'll be getting the length as 3, okay, which is nothing but we'll be finding it from here itself. Okay, we can use that using another set, or if you want you can use the array. Okay, the as a visited array thing, which I already discussed in the starting of this stream, how to find the length of the distinct character, or basically the length of the total number of distinct characters in this. Okay, so once we have done that, we know that a total when we know that we want the size of the substring, the total number of distinct characters in the substring should be 3. Okay, so that is there. So how we'll be doing is, first we'll be taking 2 pointers, that is L, that will be pointing to this, and we'll also be taking r equals to 0, and we'll be just moving our r thing. Okay, first we'll be moving our r pointer till we are getting the total number of distinct characters to be 3. So what we'll be doing, first we'll be starting from here, we'll be checking that we got a. Okay, so what we will do, instead of storing only the count, what we'll be doing, we'll be also taking the frequencies for that. For example, if you talked about a, what we'll be doing, we'll be starting from here. Okay, we'll be starting from here, we'll be taking the frequency for this. So the frequency for at present for this is 1. Okay, so that's fine. Now we'll be moving to here. Okay, now r is pointing here, so we'll be taking the a again thing. Okay, but now we'll be making a counter also. So I'm just calling that as temporary count, t count something. So initially it is 1, in the starting is 1 because we have a here. So and then we'll be moving up to this, so we'll be having a as incremented to 2. So we have this a as 2. The count doesn't going to be increasing, because we'll be checking that if a's frequency, that if whatever is that at a is equals to 1, in that position only we'll be incrementing our counter. What I mean to say, that whenever I'm only finding a one time, so I'll be increasing that counter. For example, when I reached a first time, then I'll be incrementing counter. In the second time, I'll not be incrementing the counter. Okay, for this temporary counter. And then we'll be going up to here. Okay, I'll be checking b. Okay, so you can see we are arriving at this position first time. So we'll be incrementing our temporary counter from 1 to 2. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. So now till this position we have two characters here. Okay, 2 characters. So here b is also having 1. Now we'll be going up to this. So r is here, l is still at the starting position. Okay, so r is here. Now we'll be again incrementing our 1 from 1 to 2. Now again from here, so we'll be incrementing our counter for b from 2 to 3, and this will still remain 2 only, it is not going to be changing. Then we are at this position r. Okay, so c is taken first time, so we have c is equals to 1. So and we reached to this position first time, so what we are going to be doing, we are going to be decrementing that. Okay, so how will be decrementing, basically incrementing, because we reached first time, right? C, so we'll be incrementing from 2 to 3. Now we can see we have matched our t counter with our total distinct characters. Okay, so this I'll be calling as total count, so I'll be calling that a proper name. We can say that the total elements, so I'll be writing totally. So totally for that is 3, which is total distinct element, I mean to say. So instead of total E, I'll be calling that as total D. So total D is nothing but the total distinct characters, and we have 3 here. So the temporary count is also becomes equals to 3. So what we are going to be doing, whenever we are reaching up to this position, in which our L is at the position this one and R is at this position. So in this case, what we will be doing, we will be incrementing our right pointer from here. Okay, left pointer basically. So first we will be just decrementing the frequencies for this. So A frequency will be changed from 2 to 1. Okay, now it has been changed, and our L comes to here. Okay, and now we can see now again if I again try to decrease this. Okay, so it is nothing but 1 now. So at each and every position what I'll be doing, whenever I'm getting this t count equals to total d, So at that position I'll be maintaining a starting and end indices so that I can store the values. For example, initially I'll be storing the start point as 0 for this L, and this 1 2 3 4 5, so this is 5, so I'll be storing that as 5. Okay, so basically the length of this will be nothing but 5 minus 0 plus 1, which is 6. But now when I moved L to one position ahead, which is I did L plus plus, so I landed up here. Okay, and if I try to do again thing, I'll be getting 5 in this. Okay, for basically 5 minus 1 plus 1, so I'll be getting 5, and this is less than this, so I'll be storing this. So instead of start 1, I'll be storing 0, instead of that I'll be storing 1 here. So I'll be having start as 1, end as 5. And again when I try to do this, so once if I do that, so basically I'll be checking that whenever I'm getting the frequency for that as 1, and if I'm again trying to minus that, if I again try to do this again, that is subtracting of this, so we'll be getting 0, again it will be getting 0, and then I'll be decrementing this total count, the temporary count. So temporary count will be changed from 3 to 1, which is now 3 to 2 basically. So 3 minus 1, 2. Now temporary count is 2. So whenever temporary count is 2, which means I need to proceed in a right way. So I'll be just continuing with that. So I'll be doing that. So I have increase of my B. Okay. So B is from 2, it becomes from 3, it becomes 4. Then again the total listing count character will not be increased, it will remain 2 only. So again I'll be incrementing my B. So from 4 to it become 5. Okay, still it is not going to be changing, and now it is going to be getting into this A. Okay, so when I'm getting up to this first time, so I'll be incrementing the from 0, it becomes 1. Okay, now I have the temporary count from 2 to 3, which meets my condition that total D is equal to total number of elements that are present here. So in that case what I'll be doing, I'll be taking the indices for this. So this is basically 8. Okay, and this is basically the first. Okay, so I'll be taking that. So I'll be taking 8 minus 1. Okay, 8 minus 1 plus 1. So basically the total number of characters are there is I will not be taking that because that is greater than whatever I already got before. So I have got this as 5, so I'll not be updating this starting and end. So for this till now the optimal solution is from 1 to 5. Okay, so that is there. Now I am just going to be moving forward. Now I have got this counter as 3. So what I'll be doing, I'll be decrementing the frequencies for that. Okay, decrementing this B's. So basically incrementing my L plus plus. So L will be pointing here. So at this position I'll be just decrementing from 5 to 4. Then it will be pointing here. So it becomes 3. Then it will be becoming L equals to 2. Okay. Then if I do again this one, if I comes to here, if I comes here, so this C will be decreased 1. Okay, so it is already 1. Now it becomes 0. So in that case this temporary count will become 2 here. Okay, so when it becomes 2, so in that case I'll be so already in this case we have the C already present, right? So I'll not be decrementing that. Okay, I'll not be decrementing that, but when I comes to here, so this will be decreased, right? So in that case I'll be increasing my R pointer again. Okay, so this is there, and now we already have 2 here. Okay, so till this position we have this 4. So in this case I'll be updating my start and end. So what is the start? Start is 5, so I'll be updating that as 5, and end as 8. So this is better solution than what I got before, so I'll be taking that. Then I'll be again increasing that, but by increasing that I'll be getting this as 2. Okay, that is 2 because the total number of distinct character up to this is only 2. So I'll be incrementing my right pointer to get up to this C position here. Okay, so when I come to this C position, so we already have C, right? So I'll be just continue decrementing B again. So when I take the B, okay, when I take B, so still now distinct character will be 3 only. Okay, so basically the problem which I did here is that at the position of C I need to increment D because we already have the count as 2 for this, because this was the first and this was the second. So when I do this, I'll be continuing 1 and then I'll be getting 0. For this I'll be having, if I come to this also, I'll be getting as 1. I'll be continue decreasing again because this will remain 3 for me as well. Okay, so I'll be doing that, and from 2 it becomes 1 here at this last position, which is BAC, and in this we'll be just taking the updating our starting and end point. So what is the start point? Start point will be something like 7 and end point will be something like 9. So it starts from 7 and end up 9. So if we use our substring function, which is nothing but this, and it requires starting index which is 7 and the length of the substring which is 3. So I will be writing 9 plus 7 plus 1, so it will be 2 plus 1 which is 3. So I will be writing end minus start plus 1. Okay, so this is basically the start point. So this is what I need to return. I just want to return that from our function. So in order to do that, what we will be doing, just let us try to code this. Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll be taking my boilerplate and then I'll be writing my string, okay, which is this one, AA, triple B, C, then double B, AC. Okay, and in this I'm going to be doing the same thing, which is nothing but string answer equals to this function. So I'll be writing this as fun function and I'll be passing that as S, and I'll be just printing cout answer. Okay, so in this let us try to do that. So first it will be returning me a string, so I'll be writing that, I'll be calling that as fun, I'll be calling that string as str, and first thing when I enter in this function I'll be finding the length of this function, so I'll be writing str.size, and please make sure that I'll be using this visited array. Okay, so I'll be writing visited array of 256 and I'll be putting all the values to be 0. So first thing I just need to get the count, so I'll be writing that as int cnt, that is initially to 0. I'll be just looping into this in my string, so it will start from this, it will go up to L, okay, I plus plus, and I'll be writing something like if visited of I or str of I, that is ASCII value I'll be taking for that character as an index. So I'll be writing if it is already equals to 0, so in that case I'll be incrementing my counter and I'll be making that as visited so that I don't come to that same position next time, equals to 1. Okay, so now at the end of this loop I'll be having the total number of distinct characters. Okay, so I'll be having that, and what do we want to do is, so once we get that we just need to run our loop. So I'll be storing some positions, so I'll be writing that start equals to -1 and end equals to -1 initially. I'll be also maintaining left and right pointers for the 2-pointer approach, so while equals to 0 and right is also equals to 0 initially. Okay, so first thing is that I'll be again making a visited array. Okay, first thing I'll be just using the same visited array, so what I'll be doing, I'll be just looping into that. Okay, I less than n, I plus plus, and what I'll be doing, I'll be writing something like answer of basically visited array of str of I. Basically I'll be writing something like this, visited array of everything up to 256 characters. Everything up to 256 I'll be pushing that as 0. Okay, so I think that makes sense to all of you who are watching. So we have this I equals to 0 and we'll be going up to 256. We'll be just using this visited array which we have created here. Now we have this L equals to 0 and right equals to 0, which means it is giving us the length. Okay, it is giving us the starting and end pointer for our 2-pointer approach. Okay, so first thing is that we'll be just pushing the first elements. So I'll be writing str of 0, not O. So first I'll be doing that and I'll be marking that as 1 in my visited array. Okay, and then I'll be also maintaining a count variable which is my temporary count. So I'll be writing that as temp count, something like that, and I'll be having something like this. Okay, I'll be making only temp, or temp count makes more sense. So I'll be writing temp and it is initially starting at 1 only. Because how 1? Because we'll be taking the first element, we have pushed that into visitor, so I'll be making that as this one. Okay, so I'll be making this while loop and I'll be giving this condition that while r is less than c, okay, less than n basically. If this is the condition, so first thing is that I'll be checking that whether my this count, that is temporary count, becomes equals to whatever the count is there, that is the total number of distinct characters in this thing. Okay, so we have this one, and in this condition what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be checking that if my starting point equals to, if it is equals to -1, which means it is a start, or what I'm doing, st, I'm putting this parenthesis again, so n minus start is greater than my r minus l, or right minus l, so I'll be using, yes, so r minus l. If this thing is greater, so what I'll be doing, I'll be putting start as my l and end as my r. So I'll be updating that in that condition. Now we have already mentioned that whenever we are getting the count equals to, okay, total number of distinct count equals to our temporary count, so that we'll be taking our left pointer and we'll be moving forward. So first thing, I'll be just decrementing this the frequency for that. So I'll be using str of I, or in this case I'll be using L. So I'll be decreasing that, and while decreasing, if my v of str, okay, if my v of str of L becomes equals to 0, so in that case I'll be decreasing my temporary count. Okay, so in that case I'll be writing temporary count minus minus. Okay, and if it is not equals to 0, which means I continue decreasing or basically increasing my L, and to come up to this again, so I'll be using this continue, so that it does directly go to the next iteration. Okay, it doesn't follow this while loop. Okay, it ends from here and continue with the next L plus plus. So this is the first condition. Now in the second thing, if it is not equals to temporary count, which means I continue to increase my right pointer, so I'll be doing that r plus plus, and I'll be incrementing the frequencies for that. So I'll be writing v0 of str of r, so I'll be writing plus plus for that, and so if my v of str, okay, v of str is of r, if that it becomes equals to 1, okay, which means when I'm entering at this position first time, so in that case only I'll be increasing my temporary count. Okay, in that case only I'll be increasing my temporary count. So I think that is done now. So this is only the code which we are going to be writing. Now let us try to return that, and let's hope there is no errors. So I'll be just passing that substring, and in this I'll be passing my start, then I'll be passing my ending minus start plus 1, okay, which I have already mentioned in the code. So let us try to run this code and see whether we are getting the correct output for that. So here it is saying while r is less than n, so what I have called that, I have called that as L, so I'll be calling that as L. Let us try to run the code now. L was previously declared, so I am again using this left pointer, so I'll be calling that as n only. So I need to update, so here also I'll be using n. Always make this as n only, otherwise you'll be facing these problems. So you can see we have successfully getting the output as BAC in that case. Okay, so for this, when you try to run this code, you'll be getting BAC here. Okay, So that is it, and I think I didn't ran the code for the previous order of n square solution. So this is order of n solution now because we have did in one iteration only. So the complexity, the time complexity for this is order of n. Okay, and let us go to the previous. Okay, so let us go to the previous. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us. So this is the code which we already saw before, in which it was doing order of n square solution. Okay, so in this what we are doing is, so here we took the size as L, okay, and in which we found the total number of distinct characters using this unordered set, and we took all the values, and we total distinct is the what is it storing, okay. And then what we do, we will be having the starting and end position, which initially doesn't matter. Now we have this iteration for I and for j, okay. Then we are just checking that if it is already not present, so we'll be just updating that, increasing our temporary count, and if my temporary count becomes equals to that, so I'll be updating that only if my n minus start is greater than j minus I. Okay, so I'll be updating that as start equals to I and equals to j, and then I'll be just breaking if I'm getting up to that solution only. Okay, and at the end I'll be just returning substring st minus n minus st plus 1. Okay, and then we'll be just trying to run the code and we'll be getting the solution here. Okay, so that's it for this stream. I hope you have liked the stream, and if you just like the content for this one, so please hit the like button, and we'll be meeting tomorrow. Okay, we'll be meeting tomorrow with the new problems so that you can refer to that. So thank you for watching the stream. We'll meet tomorrow at same place. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Bishnoi from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics, we will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So guys, in this program there was a little correction. So here in the second, I started my iteration from j equals to 0, which was incorrect. I need to do it from here, from j equals to y. So that was the part I messed up. So please try to do that whenever you running, you will be running from this one. Okay, so suppose it was something like AA, BB, BC, B, something like that. Okay, so you'll be starting our next iteration from this point only. You will not be starting again. If you are at position, you will not be starting from here, right? So we are starting from here. So that was the little correction from my side. Okay, so we will be starting the iteration from j equals to I. Okay, so that you can get the correct output here. So thank you guys for watching again. We'll meet tomorrow, same place at same time. If you're not like the video, please do like if you have liked the content, and basically that helps the YouTube algorithm to promote this video more and more, so that other people can also get benefit from this type of videos. So thank you for watching again. So we'll be meeting tomorrow with some interesting problems again on strings, and that's it, I guess. So we'll be meeting tomorrow, same place, same time, and we also have stream from Kirti that is going to be starting in next 3 to 4 minutes. Do watch that as well. Okay, so bye, thank you guys. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Vishnoy from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics. We will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Vishnoy from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics. We will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Vishnoy from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics. We will be covering the topics in strings that are important for interview preparations, and then we will be moving to the advanced question. So do join us 3 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Hello everyone, this is Mohan Vishnoy from Geeks for Geeks, and there is a small announcement to make. Actually, we are going to be starting a stream on strings that is going to be happening from Monday to Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. In this stream, we will be discussing about from very basics. We will be covering the